So there was a huge backlash to a conversation that began about Erin Moriarty. Erin Moriarty is an actress from the series The Boys, and she recently became the subject of a lot of speculation about plastic surgery. There was a before and after going around of her from back when she was 20 to now when she is 29.
Thank you guys.
Hold, please. We brought this up on the show. You can see that the difference is dramatic and points to her getting a boatload of cosmetic procedures.
If you guys are wondering the photo, I can actually put this up on screen. This is not the highest resolution, but
there was a photo of her from the red carpet back when she was this was about a decade ago there on the right. And on the left is a photo of her from the present day where she's wearing heavy makeup, but on top of that, she looks very, she looks very different to the point where you can't just attribute it to makeup.
It is fair to point out that some people were saying that the photos were a year apart. They are not a year apart. They are a decade apart. But your nose does not just change its shape because a decade went by.
No. And a lot of people were pointing this out. One of them was Megyn Kelly. And Megyn Kelly did a segment about this with Michael Knowles, actually, where she points out these before and after photos. She made the mistake of saying that they were a year apart, but that's the only part she got wrong. She said that Erin Moriarty looks like one of the Kardashian clones of our society today, where all of these young women are following her example. They're getting injections in their lips, in their jawlines, they're getting Botox, they're getting cheek filler. They're also doing dramatic contouring with makeup, and they're making themselves look like Kardashian clones.
60 Watt in the chat says it's just contouring.
It's not. I would bet a lot of money that you can attribute those changes to more than just makeup, although makeup is part of it. So Erin Moriarty was so outraged that this conversation even begun that she rage quit from social media. And alongside that, she left a long essay shaming everyone for even speculating about what procedures she did or didn't get. And she said, "Shame on you, Megyn Kelly." So here is her post. Let's begin. Get ready. Buckle up.
It's a long one, guys.
She said...
wait. Before you start, we got a $20 one here from Dreamcast Night. Says, Erin went from girl next door to Roger from American Dad. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is something I truly never anticipated writing. We're all subjects to levels of bullying throughout our lives, but I am horrified, and I felt that I deserved to take a second to address these things. I had no idea what was going on, and to be honest, because I've had one of the most challenging weeks of my life, I specifically thought that as I emerged this period of time, so stressed that I have barely been able to eat or sleep, I thought, okay, I'm going to emerge this 10 pounds thinner and the verbal abuse accusations will be flying, usually either drug use or just a flippant eat a burger comment. You learn to become Teflon and move on. I had no idea what was going on this time. To receive a message about a disgustingly false, counterproductive to the degree of being ironically misogynistic video of Megyn Kelly commenting on the manner, to learn the widespread nature of this has left me horrified.
Can a video from a woman be misogynistic?
Apparently, yeah. Okay. Internalized misogyny, Brett. Right. Megyn Kelly used a photo taken, quote, a year ago, according to her, that had in actuality been taken about a decade ago, before I was of, in all caps, legal drinking age, parentheses, I'm about to turn 30, not 40. As an example, maybe do some research that would take 30 seconds. How utterly misinformed, inaccurate, and clickbait-seeking people who we follow and consider to be informed is appalling. I got my makeup done that day, and it involves major contouring, and I remember leaving and feeling pretty. And even that day was an immensely stressful day for me. I came running to those girls and showed up in tears after what had happened that day, and I left feeling better simply because I felt like they had reduced my lack of sleep and worked their magic wands. I saw the comments scathing enough to just turn my comments off. But this is becoming harassment. This is becoming false news. The only reason I have not deactivated my account is because I will be leaving this here. Otherwise, consider it deactivated. I will not have access to it for an extensive, if not permanent break. Social media was my ability to connect with fans, my ability to work with, but also mostly just share brands that I believe in on an independent level and otherwise, to share news or updates. But I'm deciding to invest my energy into work. Social media is not something that came naturally to me, and that was an investment of energy to connect with you guys. I am horrified by the reaction, the reductive assumptions, and the aforementioned video that is a primary example of such harassment. It's broken my heart. You've broken my heart. You've lost the privilege of this account. So you can believe whatever you want, but there's no excuse for these horrific allegations, the verbal abuse that I've had to delete, and genuinely false information that is being used to perpetuate a message that is exhibitionist feminism. You don't have to believe me when I say that those videos are absolutely false. But the way that this has been spoken about, the way that I have been spoken to, I will not accept. I have been in a hole and I have been consumed by this personal situation at hand. You never know what someone is going through. Social media is a platform that is not representative of a whole person, and irregardless, there is no excuse for the words that have been spoken directly to me or about me. Shame on you, Megyn Kelly. Shame on you, Fox News. Implying that my photo is reflective of women being in a worse place is as false as my conviction in saying that if you resigned, you would be leaving women in a better place. She's actually, she didn't. It's ironic, you know, it's kind of hypocritical that she was shaming Megyn Kelly for not fact checking. Meanwhile, she didn't fact check that Megyn Kelly doesn't work for Fox News. So she offered a little caveat saying,
yes, people are pointing out the use of irregardless.
Irregardless.
It's like when they say irrespective.
She said, I'd like to correct one piece of information in an effort to be the one who is not reporting false information, to say that Megyn Kelly is no longer with Fox News. And all of the comments, thankfully, are stating some common sense. One said, are you really going to sit here and pretend you didn't have a boatload of cosmetic procedures done? Another one said, you're a public figure. You should be aware that this can happen. Stop victimizing yourself. And another said, complaining about the consequences of your actions is crazy. And what they mean is, she's complaining because she got boatloads of cosmetic procedures done, and she thinks that we are all so dumb. She thinks that she's insulting our intelligence and saying that we shouldn't even notice that something changed, that the entire shape of her nose changed to the point where it looks like she can't breathe anymore. She has a Michael Jackson nose, and we're not supposed to comment on it.
I find it funnier that she thinks that we have to have the privilege of her account.
Oh, yeah. She said, you have lost the privilege to my account because I'm so important and I'm so oppressed. It's just so self-aggrandizing. But since she's kvetching about this Megyn Kelly video so much, we should show the video. Just so we're clear about what Megyn Kelly said, because it really was the same thing everyone else was saying. I don't know why she singled out
And she's
Megyn
a beautiful actress. But she's decided to completely change her face. This is a picture of her before, which I think was relatively recent, within the past year or so.
That was
very beautiful girl. So beautiful that she was becoming a very famous Hollywood actress, put on camera and on screen and on multiple shows and movies. Now look at her. Look at that. She's got the Kim Kardashian lips. She's made her nose so skinny, it looks like a pencil now. She's got like what appear to me to be cheek implants. You like huge, the cheekbones are like out to here. She look like a nice, beautiful, natural gal. And I'm sorry not to pick on this Moriarty gal, but this, like, more and more young women are doing this, Michael. It's not about an objection to plastic surgery. It's about an obsession with turning yourself into this fake version of yourself, into truly like a Kim Kardashian disciple with the enormous lips and the teeny tiny nose and the huge overdone fillered cheeks. I don't know what's in there.
Yeah, probably toxic chemicals. And it's true, like, Erin Moriarty was a natural beauty. And it's not just aging and it's not just makeup that changed that. And she's a symptom of a bigger problem. That was Megyn Kelly's original point. She's a symptom of a bigger problem that a lot of young women who are not famous are also aspiring to look fake. Yep. It wasn't about just insulting and singling out this one person.
No, because people
she's a poster child for a bigger problem.
Remember what I was talking about last week about when you work in this space, it's about theoretical discussion versus anecdotal discussion. What they're using is an example, one anecdote to diagnose a larger theoretical problem that's facing society. Now, look, for the most part, all of this is correct. I just think that for Moriarty, she just has to accept that if you're going to be a public figure, you don't really get to choose who talks about you and in what context. Look at what's happening to Taylor Swift right now. This is not like if you want the fame, if you want the money, if you want the notoriety, they want the social media platform, she said, to talk with her fans about. Well, guess what? You don't get those options a la carte. You get to pick one or the other. Do you want to be famous with people that adore you, but also people that want to pick apart your life at every level? Or do you want to be a nobody where nobody knows who you are, but you're afforded your privacy? You can pick one. You can't pick both.
Yeah. There are trade-offs that you make in life. I mean, it's like, you can't just have a smartphone and assume that it will only do the things you want it to do in your life. You can't have a smartphone and just think, it should only be my GPS, it should only be my encyclopedia, it should only be my camera, and I am entitled to it only performing those functions and not, psychologically controlling me with dopamine.
Yep.
It's like, using cocaine and saying, I used cocaine because I wanted to get energized and I wanted to feel good at a party, and it shouldn't have to come with any other consequences. Yep. It's ridiculous. This is not the way that adults are supposed to behave. Camelcast also posted about this. He said, Erin Moriarty is claiming that she didn't have plastic surgery and she just lost weight. She announced she's leaving social media because her feelings are hurt. I'm sorry, but your lips and nose don't completely change shapes from 10 pounds of weight loss. And, in that long post, nowhere did I see an outright denial that she got all of these cosmetic procedures. What I saw is that Erin Moriarty feels entitled to no one having an opinion about how she looks, which is utterly ridiculous for a public figure in a visual medium, in a visual business.
Yeah, and also, we're in an age now where who cares? What I'm saying is,
it's so normalized,
if she had
right?
just been like, yeah, I wanted to look different, so what? And then this story would have
It must be some kind of generational thing, because I've noticed that a lot of Gen Z girls who are getting all of these procedures done, and I don't think they should, but if you're going to do that, be honest about it. I think it's totally unacceptable to lie about getting these procedures. And I've said that before about the Kardashians. But there's this influencer named Alex Earl, who is really influential on TikTok toward Gen Z girls. And she is Gen Z herself. And she's gotten, a boob job. She's gotten fillers. She's gotten all sorts of procedures. And she's very transparent about it. And if you're going to do those things, that's the way to be.
Yeah.
And not to be defensive and not to deny reality, because, you don't go through a second puberty when you're in your 20s that somehow makes your nose become as skinny as a pencil. That's not a thing.
I would like to see if there are any recent images of her without makeup on. Because look, the makeup is unbelievably heavy in that photo.
True.
I would like to see a photo of her recently with no makeup on, just to see.
But again, look, it's like you can look directly at her cheekbones here, and they are protruding out of her face in a way that they never did before.
I'm guessing that she's going to say that injections aren't surgeries, so therefore she has not had plastic surgery.
But that's still lying. That's a white lie. White lie means that you're omitting the truth.
Yes.
That's still a lie.
And the sad fact is, if you're a public person, you're going to have to deal with people having these discussions. And I honestly believe that if she had just ignored it, this would have gone by the wayside by now, and nobody would be talking about it anymore, because a celebrity getting plastic surgery is about as interesting normally as calling, it's water wet. Fantastic.
Right.
We all know that. Like, there's nothing new there.
Another one said that is Bob Ross level contouring.
It is. And it probably was, like someone mentioned, buccal fat removal. Probably right down there. And then if not, cheek implants.
You also, you lose baby fat in your face over time as you go through your 20s and you enter your 30s. She's 29. I understand that naturally happens. But what doesn't happen alongside that is your cheekbones blowing up twice their original size. That doesn't happen naturally. Your lips don't naturally get twice as big in your 20s. That's not a natural process. If it were a before photo from when she was 14 to one where she is 25, then I would maybe say there's something natural that, changed her face. But this is her when she was probably, she said before legal drinking age, she's probably 20 and a half to 29 years old.
Can't wait to start getting all my plastic surgery.
It's such an insult to our intelligence. I hate when celebrities treat us peasants like we are stupid. Like, we can see in front of our eyes what we are looking at, and we can identify plastic surgery now. It's 2024. This has been something common amongst celebrities and influencers for many years now, and there are whole TikTok accounts dedicated to analyzing what plastic surgery or cosmetic procedures a celebrity has gotten.
Yeah.
We can spot it. We're not stupid.
All the plastic surgery YouTubers right now are like, cha-ching.
Yeah.
About to make that money.
Now, sometimes it is ridiculous, and sometimes they do get, falsely accused of getting procedures that they haven't gotten, and it's happened to me, actually.
Really?
I've gotten accused of getting...
What have they said you gotten?
I don't even know. It was just, I showed like a before photo from what I looked like when I was like 15.
So before you were grown up?
Before I was done with puberty, and obviously there were dramatic changes.
I once saw a photo
and then they said you got work done, but that's different.
I once saw a photo of Mary with blue hair, and it
was horrifying.
It shook
right?
me to my very core.
You were shook.
It was. I couldn't. I almost collapsed. It made me uncomfortable.
Every time I see those photos, I almost collapse.
Yes, and don't worry, guys. I'm gonna start my plastic surgery journey very soon. Here, I'm gonna get to work.
You know what I do think is a lot of guys say that they want the natural look, but when plastic surgery and fillers and makeup are stealthy, they don't really mind it.
You want to marry the natural look. You want to have sex with the fake look. At least that's what I bet a lot of
That's a good point.
Dudes in their 20s want to believe.
But look, this objectively does not look good. And Megyn Kelly was right, and she wasn't pointing to Erin Moriarty to bully her. No. She was pointing to this as a larger trend.
She even softened it, said, I'm not trying to bully this lady, but look at what happened.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media, and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.